Beers. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, whatever. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I am Commander Krim. Glad to have you here on this Tuesday evening. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Where's the favorite intro? All right, I don't do it really much anymore because I just don't really have the mood for it. But I'll do it for you, Kingdom. Everybody, put your hands in the air and say holy shit. Welcome in, everybody. I am Commander Grim. Glad to have you here once again on this Tuesday evening. Hello, Darth. Hello, Kingdom. Good to see you both in here. Destiny Ball Z. No. Destiny 2's next season or second season or second episode, Echoes, released today. So we're going to check that out. Depending on how long I feel like messing with that, we will either play this all night or we will jump into, we'll return to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So that's the plan for tonight. And now I have a ringing in my ears. That's annoying as hell. But yeah, that's the plan for tonight. It is hot as hell in here. I did take some time before the stream started to do a little bit of measuring. And I know this is going to mean very little to any of you all because you have no idea what my apartment setup looks like. But I'm going to be moving. I'm thinking about moving my setup to another part of the apartment that is not anywhere near a hot fucking window or big ass fucking patio door, and right next to an AC vent. And hopefully, maybe that'll cool it off enough that maybe I can feel like going back to the camera again. Dragon Krim sent a TMC to Commander Krim. I did the holy shit thing as Commander Krim for a while too, so it's nothing there. Crisis Core, yes, I loved Crisis Core's remake, the one they released for PS5. Sometime was it last year, I think. I loved the hell out of Crisis Core. It was really good. Played it all the way through. The only thing I didn't do in Crisis Core besides play on hard mode was defeat the optional super boss, which was Minerva. I didn't do that, but Crisis Core was really good, really good. Far better than the original version of the PSP. So yeah. So that's the plan for today. We're going to play some Destiny 2 for a while. I don't know if I'm going to do it all night or not, or all stream or not. We'll just have to see. Depends on how just kind of what I'm feeling. And yeah, if I don't feel like continuing Destiny, we'll probably continue Kakarot. Either way, let's get this party started, as they say. So how y'all doing, Kingdom, Darth? How's your week going? Disability Pride Month, okay. Alright. Let's go in as Warlock for now, and we will probably go to the Hunter afterward, but I'm pretty sure we're going to go and get an intro video here, so I wanted to wait till I was live so we could all enjoy it together. Past midnight? Yeah. Oh, no intro. Okay. Oh my god, so much shit. Okay, that ship on the lower left looks a lot like something out of Command and Conquer. Hiya, Mikey. Beard. Oh, you're talking about the Drifter? Yeah, yeah, he does. All right. Probably can turn the audio up because the game's really quiet. We might adjust that once we get into some more gameplay. Okay. So, check the season pass. Act 2 starts at episode level 101, so I probably should get the rest of these levels while I'm, here too. Okay, speak to Ikora in the tower. Let's see. I guess we just jump right on in. I do have a couple things that I want to work on while I'm in this game. So we might. I want to see if I can get some things done. Did they change the? They didn't change this any at all. Or did they? Did they change the? No, I guess they didn't. Something seems different about the artifact. Was there always anti-barrier sniper? I feel like they changed this. It feels different. Let's see what we can do about getting us a weapon uh, with some kind of explosive ammo. For my hunter.
I think I have something you will like. Find out.
All right, let's go see Ikora. Slide. Cutscene.
The witness is dead. There was no predicting what would come next. But this is what we know. When the witness fell, the Black Fleet's eons of salvation and death surged. Its darkness merged with the traveler's
Maybe even at max volume, it's hard to hear.
formed first into memory, and then into shape. This impossible object, this echo of the fleet's victims, holds immense power. And it was left for anyone to find. The echo grants the ability to compel. To control. To command. And with it, the conductor has the potential to turn their threat into our annihilation.
So the Vex have changed. Oh, goody.
Genocide. Thousands of civilizations across the universe, all visited by the Black Fleet. All lost to the violence of the final shape. That's where this echo comes from. At least, that's our theory. Reports from the Pale Heart. Readings on the valence emanating from the Traveler. Everything we faced when we stared down the Witness and broke its fleet. At first, we didn't know what to call them, but echoes seemed apt. Memories from the victims of the pyramids, held by the darkness. Then coalesced by the light, into artifacts as sharp and fatal as their pain. If darkness is memory, and light is form, what else could they be? But there's still so much we don't know. Is this the only one? What forgotten people gave form to this echo? What was their final cry at their end? For control? A means to turn back their oppressors? My Hidden will keep searching for whatever answers the Witness's death can give us. Hopefully they number more than the questions it left behind. But we need to stop the conductor and secure the echo. Guardian, descend into Nessus. Massive amounts of radiolaria have been diverted beneath the planet's crust. We need to find out what the Vex are building there.
Well, I'm sure it isn't going to be a Vex milk popsicle. New battleground, Delve.
Walk in the light.
I'll take it.
All right. To Nessus we go.
I want one like the warlock. Stick close to us. We don't want some trigger-happy guardian looking at you over their sights.
Hmm.
I'll take it.
Okay, so that's Arc and Void Shields. Okay. Sweeper simulant. Okay, it's weird it spawned us in with white light.
Greetings, Captain. As you can see, the Vex have drained the Radiolarian Lake located in this sector.
We suspect it is at the conductor's instruction, but we do not know the reason why.
There is a 99.9 repeating percent chance that the reason is nefarious in nature. Please investigate.
House does. Scavengers. Remove them, Guardian.
And, Captain, watch out for the Fallen. Their reasons are probably nefarious too.
Dusk splicers have put up a barrier. Use their data against them.
I did not just try to do a... no, I did. I totally did. I tried throwing a grenade with my up button, which is the button I used to throw a grenade in First Ascendant. Shit. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good at all. My muscle memory is stuck on First Ascendant. That's not good. Cover fallen data. Where are we recovering it from? How do we collect? Oh, that's how we collect.
We can only assume the Fallen here are searching for the Echo for themselves.
It doesn't take a Vex simulation to know that would be really bad.
If they secure it, it will be as disastrous as the Conductor. We cannot allow their interference to persist.
All we know is the Conductor is somebody that's Vex related. We don't even know who the Conductor is. Hey, Xander. Happy Tuesday. Welcome in. Hope you're doing fantastic.
The Vex are no match for you, Guardian.
Oh, shit. Wasn't expecting a, one of those. Final thoughts on the game? Sure. I haven't actually had a chance to go back to work on the project since I asked you for that for your bug list. Yeah, I saw that you sent me a list. I'm just saying I haven't had a chance to work on it since you sent me that. Whee! Zap. Whee! Ow.
Pursue the Captain, Guardian. Removing their leader will scatter the fallen.
It was just kind of there. I didn't know if I should have attacked it or not. If you put the bugs in there too, I'd appreciate that. Or give me a, give me a list of bugs as well. I want to make sure I get those cleared up.
That it's all been drained now is worrying. Where is it all going?
Damn it. Hoppers. Okay, I'll do that. Calyx, Baron of House
The Fallen
Dust.
have captured the Vex Hydra. Remove them both, Guardian.
these servitors are noisy. Reminds me of good old Sepix. Now we gotta fight the Hydra.
Hydra is free. Destroy it, Guardian.
Compelled aggressor. It's a good way to describe a freaking wyvern. Whoa! You bitch! And dodge my Nova Bomb. Like, what's wrong with you? Like you think you know what you're doing.
The Vex block our path.
The hell
They're
did I pick
aware
up?
of our intentions. Wherever the radiolaria leads will tell us what we need to know about the conductor. We must delve further into Nessus. Failsafe.
The data contained in that Hydra will allow me to extract the authorization codes required to progress further into Nessus. Bring it back to the helm, and I can get started on cracking it open.
You heard her, Guardian.
$125 kills. Nice. Ugh. Heat. Hate the heat. Really, really wanting to move my shit to another room. So we need to go back to the helm, right? I'm confused. To extract Vex commutation relay incubators within episode Echo's activities. Episode Echo's activities. So I guess I just got to go back to this. Okay. Whatever. Okay, I see. I don't think you really needed to do that. I can scroll through it, but okay. I got it. I don't. Got me. Wait. Wait, this is different.
You must delve further into Nessus, Guardian. There is much to uncover here.
We started on the surface last time. Whoa. Okay, that wasn't it. Yeah, minimum 100 bits. If you don't feel I'm worth $1, then don't bother. More insulting. But on a more serious note, it's like I'm. Just, well, hello. What am I supposed to be doing here? Oh, that's confusing. Oh, you put it in the final thoughts. Okay. Oh, you put it in the text file you sent me. Okay. Run! Joy Boy Highwind, aka Mikey Highwind, coming in with a 6-person raid. Let me go ahead and do a proper shout out for you. I almost did a shout out at Mikey Highwind. That's the wrong one. We used to call you Mikey. There we go. I saw you playing some. I saw that Never Grid thing. It looked pretty interesting. It kind of looks like a redesigned version of one of those like really old school RPGs, like first person RPGs where you're just going through tunnels. That was actually very interesting. Never really played one myself, but I've seen them. I've seen them play before. Thank you so much, Mikey, for the raid. For allowing me to introduce myself. If you are new here, I am Commander Krim, variety streamer, streaming a variety of video games, as opposed to a variety streamer who streams a variety of chocolate flavors. I don't know why one would say that, but that's just how it works. Yeah, didn't make it. I saw somebody whose name was Play Nevergrind, so I assumed it was a dev. That was pretty cool though. Minimum 100 bits. Why? Because why not? I mean, am I not worth $1? What's the point of sending me 5 bits? It's egotistical. I admit it, but if I'm not worth $1, then why bother? I mean. It kind of harkens back. Oh shit! Kind of harkens back to when I first made this channel. I turned off all my ads, so nobody had a reason to sub, and I put the bits at 100 because I figured nobody's gonna give 100 bits. Only $7 on Steam. We're just trying to offload last minute bits. They give you extra for whatever reason. Well, I appreciate that, but I'm not here for the money anymore. I mean, I never really was, but I could turn off the. This is completely different. Everywhere they
run
this time.
The Vex work in shapes.
This is not what we did last time.
Rectangular prisms. Platonic solids.
No reason I don't turn off the affiliate
We can only find the right approach to their geometry.
things, because there's other advantages to being affiliate. Besides the income, besides the bits and subs, which, you know. I have 2 subscribers right now, and the last person to give me bits was you, Chris. And before that was like nobody for like months. Had a bad day going to GalaxyCon now? What is GalaxyCon? It sounds kind of cool. Why can't you go to it? Yeah, every bit is worth 1 penny. So five bits is a nickel, 10 bits is a dime, 100 bits is a dollar. You know, it's 1 bit per penny. That's how much the streamer gets. Of course, you know, Twitch gets a bigger cut of that, because when you pay for the bits, you pay more than 1 cent per bit. So I don't know what the exact change rate is, but let's say you buy 100 bits, you actually pay like $1.30 or $1.50 or something. So obviously Twitch gets, you know, the plus side of that, but every bit that you send does go straight to me. It's the subs that are split half and half. And now that they've gone up, I got a feeling it isn't a 50-50 split anymore. But again, it doesn't really matter to me. It really doesn't. I probably could set the minimum bit amount to like 1,000, and nobody's ever going to give that either. Shoot. Ooh, shoot. Yeah, I fucked up. Damn it. Friend's husband is saying only 1 day after me and her had cosplayed plans for 3 days for a year now. He's saying we can do it in 3 days, so I'm going to go deer hunting. Why does that affect you? Why can't you and your friend go and he go deer hunting?
Good news is we're halfway done. The bad news is that more Vex are converging on your position.
Why is he choosing now to go when you guys were going to? You just said that you and his wife had been done cosplay plans, right? This is awfully sudden. Is there some weird like doubt he suddenly got in his mind about you? Was he afraid you're trying to take his wife from him? Shit. Sniper. I got a feeling it's not a no reason to him. The reason is he's paranoid. Oh, shooting my own buddy.
Access granted. Good luck, Captain.
Sounds like he's insecure as fuck.
As a singular organism, a Vex is microscopic. As a hive mind, they build on monumental scale.
Is this a note on biology, or an object lesson on the value of teamwork?
The former.
I am going the wrong way. This is a long battleground. He's smaller than you height-wise? So? Is that his insecurity? Because he's shorter than you? Solar strain surge. Okay. Well, my rifle will have no problem. Eliminate Kamaria, Radial Overseer. This is a completely different... All of this is different.
There. The radiolaria flow is controlled from this chamber. Disrupt their operation.
Ah, yeah! Boom! Nuke time! Oh, barrier. Good thing I got anti-barrier. Oh no, what are you gonna do? You can't keep the barrier up. Oh no. Doesn't it suck to be you? Anti-barrier pulse rifle for the win, baby! No. You just shoot like a arc grenade at me? How do we break your shield? Where'd he go? Blech. He's insecure when it comes to me being around his wife because we've been playing Pokemon for 2 years together. Thinks I'm gonna steal his wife. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on, Sander. I thought these two were a couple that was in Scotty Blaine's chat. That's how y'all met. Oh, first try.
The Shadow
Shouldn't
Legion
even talk to you,
presence on
presumably
Nessus
because of
doesn't
him.
surprise me. After Callus was defeated,
So he's
its
insecure
forces
and
served the
controlling.
Witness and its disciples. But when it died, they were leaderless. Plenty of Cabal factions have jumped at the chance to control them. They're thoughtless clones made for war. And as loyal as you might expect. I'm sure we'll soon find out who's taken over.
Again, these Vex weapons just look so cool. Yeah, it's Betty. It's Mama Justice. Yeah, okay. Hope he knows he's saying. Hope he knows he's saying he believes his wife is flimsy with commitment. In other words, she doesn't trust. He doesn't trust her. That's either his own insecurity or she's done something in the past to cause him to feel that way. Oh, okay. Trying to return to the helm. But yeah, I would say that's a good plan. I mean, I know it would suck to be able to do all that with, make all those plans and then still end up having to go by yourself. But, if you want to go, then go. Don't let him be a wet blanket that keeps you from going just because he wants to be a dick about his paranoia with his wife. $16 of those damn things. Can't move into another city. I mean, if you can do that, by all means, that's a good idea. Rocket launcher. Precision frame. Really? Really? I think I have a deep sight harmonizer. I have two. I bet this 4 is not going to be enough to unlock it. I'm going to need one more. Oh, pattern unlocked. Never mind. Wow. Okay, cool. Well, I guess I don't understand why me and her and the kid can't go and enjoy that while he hunts chances or be back before him. Because it means you and her would be alone and he can't handle it. He can't handle that kind of thought. He can't handle the idea of you being alone with his wife. Because whenever a man and a woman are together, they're going to fuck no matter what. That's his thoughts. Okay, since we have that unlocked, let's run to the complete battleground conduit on Nessus. Okay, before we do that, let's run to the Enclave. Craft that rocket launcher, see what we can do with it. I mean, it's not a wrong thought. It just seems silly that he's that paranoid. Did I never make one of these? I want to make one of those. Alright, so what do we have? It's going to be auto-tracking missile, obviously. What do we have? Confine launch. Okay. Implosion rounds. Blasting this weapon increases when surrounded by combatants while it's active. Okay, I don't care about that. Defeating a void debuff target grants an overshield. Auto-loading holster. That's very, very nice. Explosive light. Increases ammo but reduces damage. Final blows of this weapon increase the size of its detonations for an improved duration. Do you become volatile? Not really too impressed with any of these. Just be insecure, we're just friends. Yeah, well. I mean, you can only presume. There's very little you can do about it. How things might go if it were me, based on info so far. I expect him to go monster mode in response. I mean, yeah, it would be a pain in Chris's ass, but you know it would be a bigger problem for her because you know she goes back home to him after they go to the convention and stuff, and then he's all going to be questioning her like crazy. What did y'all do? Well, how long did you hang on together? Did you stay? Were you alone together for a while? Did you fuck him? You know, he would just start grilling her for questions because of his paranoia. And no matter what she said, she wouldn't believe him, or he wouldn't believe her, unless they practically had a videotape of the entire time of those two doing whatever they did together. She would be guilty of anything, and he would probably be held responsible. Chris would probably end up being the target. Dealing sustained damage creates slightly improved orbs of power. I don't guard. Improved class ability energy. Greatly increased charge rate and defense. This weapon is stowed. No. Improved health regeneration. Okay, I like Tireless Blade. Powered sword hits slow targets. Improves ammo capacity. Increases this weapon's damage for an improved duration. Guarding is the effect. Okay, well, I don't ever guard. It would be a problem. Gains bonus damage when surrounded. That would be good for a sword. Vorpal weapon, of course. Quick attacks immediately after swapping this sword to additional damage for an improved duration. Hitting 3 separate targets increases damage for an improved duration. Sword final blows boost movement speed and damage for an improved duration. I was hoping for like what is it called? Chain reaction. I don't see it though. Paranoia would make excuses. Recording would stop. They splice the footage, etc. Well, I mean, just like it would have to be like a constant. Like, say they were at the convention for 3 hours straight. It'd have to be like a first-person perspective from her alone, with audio on, and the camera rolling the entire time, never stopped. But yeah, you're right. The paranoia probably still make no difference. He's a very redneck, corn-fed Ohio guy. Doesn't even understand half the words I use. If he targeted me, he'd disappear in a black site. I mean, it's a shame. And when you explain that he's redneck corn-fed, then I believe it. That definitely fits the paranoia style. Those kind of old school thinking people can't get a grip on what you're doing. They think you've moved into town and you're trying to fuck his wife, because that's all he understands. I'm definitely going to be a control freak. You two hooked on the TV. Hey, go on, go right ahead. Okay. Don't know. I mean, the sword's not a bad idea, because I do use the sword with this character, customize it and everything. That's for consideration. I guess I would make it. Do I want to make it? Do I make it now? I'll wait. But it's definitely on my list of things to do as far as crafting weapons. Hi, when addicted, get the news organizations. Hey, if it's that good, not a damn thing wrong with it. So, I mean, other than it being... I saw you were playing with somebody. I assume you were playing with the dev. Is it like a... Is it just co-op, or is it actually like an MMO kind of thing? Because that would be an interesting mechanic for a game like that to be MMO. Shit, hold on.
I'm calculating the volume of radiolaria running.
Okay, so
it is about 20 million cubic miles.
Water works better
hour.
when it goes down your throat in the proper way, and not down your breathing pipes.
Follow the flow, Guardian.
Nearly drowned in a bottle of water.
And the conductor is controlling it.
Making video game addiction top big deal. It's... You say it like it doesn't happen nowadays. Video games get blamed for so much shit. I'm gonna go sue Sony because my child played GTA and went out and started shooting at 18-wheelers. And I don't know why it's video game. And I've said this before. I don't know why video games are the one that gets the bad rap. I don't recall. I'm sure there probably is examples of it somewhere, but I don't get why. You don't see like movies or television shows getting the same type of criticism. My son watched insert TV show here and then went out and shot up a bunch of people. I want to sue the writers and the producers of insert television show or insert movie here. You know. Or books, yeah, that's another good example. I mean, the reason I was comparing it more to like TV shows or video or movies is because you see it happening. It's easier to emulate something that you see than something you just read about. But you're still right. Books definitely don't get that kind of rap. But even like other visual media, like television and movies, don't get that kind of problem. Like. And again, I'm not saying it never happens. I'm sure some Karen somewhere decided to pitch a bitch, but I don't want to see why it's the video games that always get the worst end of it. just because you can do it yourself, as opposed to watching somebody else do it, it makes it more realistic, which it actually doesn't. There's been a number of scientific research to prove that playing a first-person shooter does not improve your ability to shoot in real life. Like, I guarantee you, if you would have put a gun in my hand that works like this gun does, I wouldn't be anywhere near as accurate. Because, you know what? Recoil is real. You can't put mods on a real gun to eliminate recoil in the same way you can do in a video game. It's all ridiculous. Or Mass Effect. You know, getting a rap way back when it first came out, or actually Mass Effect 2 specifically, because it's a sex simulator. Because Mass Effect is the first game ever to put sex in a video game. You know, to hell with like Leisure Suit Larry and all the DOS games back in the day that had sex themes in it. You know, Playboy the Mansion wasn't a thing apparently. But, you know, Mass Effect, which doesn't even have nudity in it. Oh, you can end up dating somebody and you can have a girl sit on top of you with just her bra on, aka Miranda. And somehow that's more damning than
The Shadow Legion are
than Playboy the Mansion or any Leisure Suit Larry game.
Vex technology.
Or Sexy
And the
Beach
Echo is a strong
game.
incentive.
We crushed them on Neptune. We crushed them here.
I'm pretty sure some Karen somewhere went off on the deep end on something like Dead or Alive, especially the volleyball edition, with all the chicks wearing next to nothing. They know nothing of Leisure Suit Larry? I mean, I guess not. I mean, because if they're appalled by Mass Effect, they would lose their absolute shit if they saw Leisure Suit Larry or Playboy the Mansion. Custer's Revenge, yeah, I mean, that's what happened. It's still kind of weak. It's still, you know, rough because it's poorly pixelated visuals, as opposed to like Mass Effect or the Sexy Beach games, which were very high detail HD goodness. I don't understand it. Granted, I am aware I'm looking at this from a very skewed perspective because I don't have kids. And I never will have kids. So it's very easy for me to criticize the criticizers. It's easy for me to criticize the criticisms. Because I don't have perspective. What I feel different if I had my own kid that I was worried about seeing or playing such things. Possibly, I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know if I'll be able to tell because I will never have a kid. I know what Custer's Revenge is, but it's so poorly drawn. It's just, I mean, the Custer is naked, but it's like you can't really tell. It's a pixelated image. But your point is still silly, apt. Cellular was what I was looking for, not cellular. Your point was cellular. You had a cellular point. What do you think next time you'll hop on Descendant? I'm not sure. Probably if BMO hops on at some point. Because from what I understand, there's actually not much left of the game. Mikey actually beat some kind of final boss, and then there's like nothing else to do except go through hard mode or something, which I kind of expected out of a game like that. So once it's beaten, I'm probably not going to want to go back to it for a bit. the replayability factor for me is not that great.
Halfway there. We've got our work cut out for us.
Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, fail safe's doing some shit. Getting shot too. Wait. Kids have issues with them playing a game. 1, don't buy it for them. 2, don't allow it in the parent. 3, if don't do any of those things, you're complaining you're the problem. Like I said, that's the thing. You're exactly right. Parents don't want to do that P word, be a parent. They want to squat out a kid and then have society and the world raise them, and then pitch a fit when they do something like go out and shoot a bus or shoot an 18-wheeler. Instead of actually being a parent, looking at the ESRB ratings of these games and saying you can't play this. But Bobby's mom lets him play it. I'm not Bobby's mom. I'm your mom, and I'm telling you no. Is Bobby going to be mad at me? Okay, sure. But at least I know as a parent that I know my kid is not going to go out and start shooting up cars, because I didn't want him. First of all, I didn't trust my kid enough. Second of all, I didn't want him to play that game. There's a reason those rating things exist. The reason why the MPAA puts ratings out for movies. I don't want my son, my daughter to go watch Starship Troopers because there's titties and blood and aliens sucking brains out. I don't want my son playing GTA because there's titties and and shooting up of cars and robbing people and doing illegal things. No, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna give them the money to go to the GameStop, get whatever they want. So they're in there playing video games. So I don't actually have to take care of them, but I know they're at home and safe. But then I'm not. But then I'm going to have the nerve to act surprised when they go do stupid shit because I didn't teach them not to do that stupid shit. Because I let society raise them.
Conductor can control the flow of radiolaria here. It means they can control the Vex on Nessus.
Spreading it throughout the system would mean the conductor could bring more collectives under their yoke.
You can tell I got some strong feelings about this, don't you? It's also why I hate censorship. Censorship is just to protect kids. There's no other reason for it. If I had kids, I wouldn't care what they play, watch, read, etc. Because I was a kid once and knew they were entertainment. You probably also had parents that if they didn't approve of what you were doing or seeing or whatever, they would tell you, hey, don't do that, don't see that. You're playing that game that's doing a bunch of shooting, keep it in the video game. Don't emulate this in real life. There is no reset button. You die and respawn in video games. There is no dying and respawning in real life. I mean, it's simplistic thinking. It's simplistic things to say, but sometimes you have to say it to a kid to make sure they realize that's what you're not supposed to do. You see how in this video game you took that AR and shot up that big rig? Don't do that in real life. Because you may get 3 or 4 stars in Grand Theft Auto and run around and try to avoid the cops for a while, and then the stars disappear and you're good again. That shit don't happen in real life, bruh. That's why I just said bruh. Those devout Christian who was terrified of Freddy Krueger movies. I found them funny at 7. Not Catholic? Well, either way. Oh, shit. Am I supposed to be on this platform? What do I do? Here. Ow! I'm blinded. Don't shoot at me. I'm doing what I know to do. I'm just standing here. don't get what I'm supposed to be doing. I got a marker on this thing, but what do I do here? Oh, no. I was just here. I wasn't doing anything. What the... Okay, whatever. Laying you off for no reason? You didn't tell me about that part. You told me that you were suspended because you and a former manager had some words, and he felt threatened by your harsh language. I say with air quotes. He felt threatened by words.
The radiolaria is flowing, but we cannot follow it further.
We need a plan. Following it blindly will take precious time. There has to be a faster way.
The radiolaria here may contain abnormalities compared to the samples
They called
I have
me into work
collected
yesterday and said I
over my
didn't meet their
centuries of
expectations. They let
isolation.
me go.
I've had a long time to study this stuff. Bring some back, and I'll figure out
Didn't
what
meet
to do.
okay.
Failsafe? You need to know. If we succeed...
What do they
because of
expect
your
out of you? To
hard
work
work
40,
here.
48
That
hours a
is
day?
kind of you to say. However, if we fail,
That's a
all
cop-out, so you couldn't go
responsibility and
after
will
them in
strike my
court.
involvement from our records. See you back at the helm, Captain.
That's absolutely a cop-out, so you can't take them to court. It's like the reason why they don't tell waitresses that want to get hired at Hooters that you're too ugly or you're too fat to work here because you're too ugly or too fat. They say I'm sorry, we're not looking for hiring or something like that. Like 15 nowadays, yeah, that's not that's apparently not enough. Better Business Bureau don't care. Well, I mean, again, you got to prove it. You've got to prove that they had other reasons for firing you. And unless you have some kind of legitimate evidence, I don't even know what the BBB could do for you. But you're right, the BBB is quite sticklers about that. I was curious about this. Cool. You can get this ship. Huh? This is shit. Yeah. Again, this was like something straight out of Command and Conquer. It looks like the oh, what the hell? GDI. Was it the Orca? This looks like a GDI Orca. They would say they don't care the PR reason for firing. Yeah. And Callie, it was one day before my 90-day probation period. They knew what they were doing. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Yep. That's exactly what it was. Well, okay, that too, I should say. Oh damn! I put it in black. Now it's a now it's a nod helicopter. Yeah, that's a big old pile of bullshit. The upside is though, Mikey, at least now you've got some experience in another area. So if you wanted to get a job at UPS, for example, if you wanted. Did meet their expectations, but they had no problem in praise. You work at 12 to 13 hour shifts for almost 60-hour weeks. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I would not live or work in Cali if my life depended on it. California is just a big old pile of shit. That's a state that could fall off into the ocean, and I would not care. Most companies are firing is pure bullshit. I mean, yeah. I mean, sometimes they have legitimate reasons, but usually the reasons they'll give is something that can't really be like they're not gonna fire you because you're too fat. They're not gonna say to your face, "Well, we fired you because you're too fat." They're not gonna say that because that's not a legal reason for firing, so you can sue them. They'll say, "We're sorry, you don't meet our expectations," even though their real reason is because you were too fat or whatever.
Guardian, I hear that you are hard at work.
Legit
on
reasons are
Nessus.
very rare, like winning the lottery.
Follow
Or
the
if they
echo.
fired you, they fired you because you deliberately did something
I
wrong.
know you do
Like you
this
literally did
in
something
part
wrong.
for me.
Like you went and threw a co-worker out a window.
If
You
I
know,
am worthy trouble. I was.
That's an
pulled
extreme
through
example, but
Nessus
you get
like
it.
a toy on a string. The conductor's words still echo in my mind. A copy of a copy of a copy. Osiris pushed through time to find his Saint 14. He said he was careful, but he reached blindly, and he pulled out only me. And now, I live a life that does not belong to me. I am something left over from a broken timeline. A remainder. The conductor whispered I should be thrown away. A solution as simple as correcting an error. And maybe that would... I do not know what to think anymore.
Even Google closed residence in San Francisco for fuck's sake. I have never ever had any desire to go to California for any reason, whether it's to visit as a vacation or work or live/work there. Never, and I refuse to. Even if I somehow magically met some super hot chick that was totally into me, and we hit it off really well, we had so much in common, video games and so on and so forth, and she refused to leave California, then it's either going to be a long distance relationship or nothing at all. Because I'm not moving to California, not for anybody. I made that mistake twice. I'm not doing it again, especially not to California. That and shit's the cost of living over there is just unbelievably unrealistic. And then you tack onto that the fact that I'm kind of used to my feet having ground under it that won't shake and fall apart on a moment's notice.
You're only doing this to hurt yourself, and I will not be a part of it.
Osiris, answer the question. I need to know.
It doesn't matter. Not like this.
It matters to me. Please. How did I first tell you that I loved you?
Saint. You had asked me for something, some tactical report. I gave it to you, and you thanked me, and you said that you loved me. You said it as if you had already said it 1,000 times before. I was not ready to say it in return, but it was not long until I was.
That is not... I do not remember it this way. That is not what happened in my simulation. We were together in the tower, overlooking the city, talking about something small. And I said what I felt in that moment. And my Osiris did not hesitate to say the same.
Your Osiris? Saint, you love me. It doesn't matter how it or where
again, not in such fine detail. Saint!
Calikies of the stupidity, I expect the state to go bankrupt in a few years. They won't. They won't. The rich folks that live out there will support it. They don't care. They have no problem throwing the money away. Okay, so that's the weekly that's the weekly stuff. Or oh, another one of these. Nice. That's the weekly stuff for the first week of Act 2, I guess. Ugh, this looks ugly. This thing here. Alright. Let me do a little swap real quick. I'm going to change over to my hunter. See if I can do a little grinding of some kind. Is there something that I can make? I think I already checked this, but I'm gonna go over here and look real quick. Mikey, what made you choose to move to California? You were living in Washington, right? Pulse rifles. I can make the BX, so I can make the Revision 0. But no, that's exotic. I can't use that. Syncopation, which I can and have made, but it does not have any kind of explosive. As compulsive reloader, an outlaw. Yeah, there's nothing. Is also implementing new bullshit laws to keep people in the states, such as border fees and taxes for leaving, like how some ISPs charge you for closing an account, and they're adding fines for businesses that close up. I'm no lawyer, but I'm pretty sure border fees is illegal. Like it's a federal law. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer, so I could be completely talking out of my asshole here. But I'm pretty sure that's like federally illegal to allow America to put fees on American citizens that choose to leave your state. I could be wrong. I mean, what do I know? Nonetheless, depending on how much the fees cost, I'd pay him just to get the hell out of California, or not pay them and go and say, "What are you going to do? Come get me?" States these days are caring less and less what the federal government thinks. Yeah, maybe until it affects somebody that they care about.
Let's see what we've got for each other.
the Cabal respect
Elections, weapons,
why.
pulse rifles. What was it called? Blast furnace, right? I think it's what I think it's what Aaron told me. Blast furnace. I've never had one. Source into the light. Well, how do I get it now? That's the problem. Into the light stuff isn't a thing anymore.
Vanguard doesn't ask nicely. Gotta get this done.
Greetings.
Texas governor tried to put up border fences. Federal government sent people to remove them. Governor put up more that can't be demolished as easily.
There are advantages to fighting the Red War. Our defense
Yeah, that's... That gets into a whole other area of conversation. Also, we're very stubborn down here in Texas. I just read a news report today from a news report today regarding the Texas governor, the Houston mayor, and the lieutenant governor. They went on an ass tearing fest for a company called CenterPoint Energy, which is the electric company that services or that provides electricity to Houston and surrounding community and surrounding cities and stuff.
Looking good, Guardian.
And they were tearing CenterPoint a new asshole, deservedly so.
When does the new Cassoid model come out? We have your back, Guardian. You need anything else?
Because CenterPoint Energy has taken, in most people's opinions, far too long to restore power to
Hold on.
Houston and surrounding areas since Hurricane Beryl came through.
Do we have a deal?
Oh. Still on that one, huh? Okay.
This is worth the price.
Nessus. All right.
Everyone, a moment. Sorry, I'm late.
Keep it down.
Do we have a deal?
But yeah, it's been a clusterfuck down here as far as that goes. Piece of siphon. Did I trash my syncopation? I didn't. I can at least use that for now. And yeah, syncopation. There it is. I also had the crate. That's right. Yeah, I can decide. Honestly, my opinion, the company should be a state-run thing than a private thing. Well, the issue is the fact that there has been, like I said, it's been over a week now. We're now on Tuesday, and the hurricane came through last Monday, not yesterday, the Monday before. It's been a week and 1 day since the hurricane came through and knocked out power to Houston and surrounding areas, and there are still close to like 300,000 people, I believe, that don't have power in this area. And the reason is because CenterPoint has been lax on their procedures for restoring power as far as doing it timely and getting things done. There was an investigative report that showed like there were like 20 or 30 trucks at several different Centerpoint Energy distribution locations that were unmanned. They're just sitting there, and people as well as the investigative report wanted to know, why aren't these trucks filled with workers out working on the lines to restore power? Why are these 20 trucks sitting here empty and not being used? And also, why are there are some trucks that have people in them, but the crews that are inside them were waiting for a call to go do something? Why are they just sitting there waiting for a call? Why haven't they already been called and directed to a job site somewhere? Solar loader. I don't need solar loader. And I said this the last week when this all happened. I had said why I don't understand how some place like Houston, which is an hour from the coastline of a large ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, therefore hurricanes are, while not an everyday thing, a rather common thing. Granted, that was I've only been here for 2 years, and that's the first hurricane I've dealt with in 2 years, going on 3 years now. And that's the first hurricane I've actually seen in the Houston area. And yet, it still takes them over a week to get power restored. I understand that I'm simplifying things, and I'm criticizing things that I know very little about. I don't know what all it takes to restore power to places. I admit it. I'm being judgmental on something that I have no knowledge of. But you would think a city like Houston and surrounding areas that have a potential for severe weather that will cut your power, that they will have backup plans, contingency plans, backups to backups, backups to contingency plans to backups, and the ability to deploy people at a moment's notice, a ton of people, to get power restored to a large area more quickly than they did. Again, it's not as simple as just saying, well, how hard is it to plug things back in? Again, it's not that simple. I'm not asking for that. But if this was like someplace far up north, like someplace in Canada, or some northern state, which a hurricane will likely never ever touch, I can see them having trouble getting power to people in a timely manner. But this is Houston. It's like if Canada or Michigan or some northern state constantly had issues or had an issue with ice being on the roads and no way to deal with it, because that's the kind of example, because they have snow and ice there every winter. Every winter is snow and all that shit, and yet they're somehow unprepared. Well, they're not, because they have it all the time. How is Houston unprepared for a hurricane? And again, and also one big point I also wanted to point out, the hurricane that hit was a Category 1. It was a tropical storm just before it became a Category 1 and made landfall. For those of you unaware of what that means, a Category 1 is the lowest level of hurricane. It is, just below level 1 is what they call a tropical storm. It's just a really, really strong storm that swirls. Category 1 is the lowest possible hurricane. What if it had been a hurricane at level 3 or 4 or, God forbid, 5? It would have flattened Houston.
With elevated ether signatures.
Honestly, I prefer Texas over New Mexico. Power is mega finicky here. A simple rainy day can knock out power for the county. It's just that bad there. So I don't understand that mentality. I don't get it. Why is electricity so considering electricity is so important to everyone and everything in 2024, in the 21st century, electricity is relied on so heavily for so much shit, and becoming more so now that we're getting electric cars that require electricity in order to power them and be able to drive around and shit. Why is such a crucial utility so easily disconnected? And now I'm just shooting shit because I'm just running around and talking. Well, I got 2 days down, so at least that'll be worth it. Well, that's good. At least you got 2 days. 2 days for GalaxyCon. What is GalaxyCon, by the way? I've never heard of it. I assume it's probably just like any other nerd convention. What do I need to do now? But it's still just, it's next site. Okay. Oh. Okay. Why have we not gotten the technology to put electric lines underground or have better protection of the distribution relay centers? You know, the big ass, like, you know, you've driven by them probably on a highway. You see these giant Tesla coil looking things just, you know, inside of a fence. Okay, where am I going here? Oh, this way. Okay. Market. So was it this one? You know, I don't understand it. How have we not? And I don't just mean here in general. I mean anywhere in the United States or anywhere in the world that has a decent electrical infrastructure. How have we not developed the technology or the means or the preparation to have electricity be almost uninterrupted at all times? Or uninterruptible. I know it's not a word, but it just doesn't make sense. Never been to a con, never saw the appeal. I mean, it's all for, depends on what kind of con you're going to. Me, I've only been to one ever, and it was Nebraska Anime Con, and really it's all pretty much the same no matter what kind of convention you're going to of that nature. You're going to have pretty much the same stuff, probably a little bit more, you know, leaning one way or the other. Like if you go to an E3, for example, you're probably going to see more video games there than you're going to see anime. And at the Anime Con, you're probably going to see more anime than you will video games. But it's all, for lack of a better term, a nerd con. So you're going to see those kind of things there. And so, you know, those things were kind of interesting to me. Or those things are interesting to me. So I thought, well, let me go to it. And that it gave me the opportunity to get out of the house because I was so stressed out at the time because of the situation I was in. I needed to. It was one of the few times in my life where I hated actually being inside. I wanted to go out and try to not be alone. And that worked out about as well as you figured. It didn't.
Let me attempt to locate another radiolarian spring.
I would be happy to go to, like, if there was a TwitchCon in Houston or, you know, something like that, and I could afford it, I wouldn't mind going to a gaming convention. Be kind of cool to see, like, the new games that are coming out or whatever. Like an E3, for example. Be nice to, like, see them firsthand. But, you know, I wouldn't want to go alone, so I probably never will go. So I think it should be state-run more than private because far too many things that people rely on it cut power for some people, even for a few seconds. People of life could support could die. There's so many reasons why, but no reason supporting the idea to be private. On yeah, you're I mean, you're on a you're actually on a track there, Xander, that does hit home for me. Even though it's not quite exactly the same as life support, it's relatively close. I have sleep apnea, and I use a what they call a CPAP machine, which is a essentially just a forceful breathing machine. You put a mask on your face, and it forces air in your face. So when you breathe in, it opens up your lungs and your airways, so you can actually breathe at night when you're sleeping. Well, my CPAP is electric powered. It's not a battery, not battery powered. So it's got to be plugged in. So when power goes out, or when power is out, and I can't use my CPAP because it has no power, it's not exactly life support, but it sure does make it hard as hell to sleep. And then and then in my case, tack on top of that the fact that I cannot sleep when it's hot, and even at night here in Texas, it was north of 80 degrees and like 95% humidity. If I did ever manage to fall asleep for whatever reason, I probably woke up within 10 minutes because my body felt the heat and humidity again. The only respite I ever had was when I had to go was when I just had the wild idea to go take a cold shower. I just turned on the cold water, which wouldn't have mattered if I turned on the hot water because with power out we didn't even have hot water. I turned on the water in my shower and I just literally stood under the water. It may have been slightly uncomfortable for a bit because of the cold hitting my body, the shock and all that, but it worked. I felt comfortable when I got out of the shower. When I got out of the shower, I didn't even bother drying off. Let the cold water, just stay on me, and I actually managed to pass out for about 3 hours because my body temperature was low enough to be comfortable enough to get some sleep. So that's for sure between that situation and my toilet that's leaking from the floor. I'm livid. Toilet leaking. Tried CPAP, can't use it as it makes sleeping for me nigh impossible. I thought it would be at first. When I first got it, it was just kind of a weird thing to, put something on my face like that. And, I was kind of paranoid at first because I was afraid that I would, excuse me, sorry. I'd be afraid that I'd like roll over on it or whatever and pinch the hose and make it unusable. The fact that I actually felt something on my face or put something on my face was just kind of weird. Now it's almost like the reverse of that. Now it's almost a comfort thing. If I know I'm about to go to sleep for a long period, I have to have that thing on my face. Or I'm not going to be able to go to sleep. It's sort of like a Pavlovian sort of thing, kind of. Feels cold, just thinking of a cold shower. Well, when it's like 80, when it's north of 80 degrees, and you can't, and you can't get any relief from it because there's no. What the hell am I supposed to be doing in here? Because there's no wind. You can't turn on a fan, obviously. AC doesn't work because there's no air, because there's no electricity. And I even tried walking outside, hoping that I would get some kind of like, even a mild breeze to cool off. Nothing. Nothing. No wind at all. I even looked up into the trees to see if maybe like a high elevation somewhere might have had just some wind. Just seeing wind might have made me feel better. Nope. The wind was completely absent from where I lived for about a day. And it was just, so I had literally no relief from the heat and humidity at all. Even, other than just going to take a cold shower. So, when taking a cold shower, it's not as weird or as uncomfortable as one might think under normal circumstances. If you're constantly in a hot place and there's no way to cool off your interior, I had no other choice but to take a cold shower, which caused the cold water to penetrate my heated exterior and finally reach my heated interior and cool me off.
We'd better go.
Still don't know what these things are. And when I say cold shower, I turned the water on, and yes, the water was not warm or lukewarm, but it wasn't like frigid water either. It was sort of like jumping into a pool that had been sitting in the sun for a few hours. It was colder than the air was, but it wasn't like jumping into a pool of into a bucket of ice. It wasn't like cold. Well, I wouldn't even call it cool, but it was just cooler than the air around me. Smoke detector broken, outlet, bug problem, people leaving building, door open so they can smoke bits and bit of rough move. Well, I mean, at least you had a roof over your head for a while, and once you get a little bit more on your feet, you'll be able to go, do more. You know, you'll be able to get you a better place. You'll be able to, you know, when I started, after I moved out of my father's house, I lived in a house that had no air conditioning in Texas. And when I did even put an air conditioner in, I put like a window unit in. It didn't help because the windows were all broken. The kitchen had basically, when I say it had no floor, it didn't have a surface floor. The house was elevated, so it was like one of those you could like crawl under it to get to like pipes and whatever. It's called pier and beam. It was a pier and beam house. It wasn't on a foundation. So the kitchen had no floor. Right, the only thing that was there was the slats for the pier and beam foundation, the pier and beam under the house, which, although that wood had it wasn't straight wood. There was like holes in it and stuff because it was just scraps of wood there to just be. So any kind of any kind of air conditioning that I managed to get into the house went out through the holes in the glass of the windows, went out through the hole in the floor of the kitchen. The ceiling, as far as the attic, well, not really the attic, but like what would be the attic if it had one. The distance between the ceiling and the actual roof, that part in there, had like little to no insulation. So so whatever the temperature was outside was likely magnified and sent inside. There was all kinds of rodents in the house. The only thing that was the only restaurant we had from the rodents was the fact that me and my girlfriend at the time had a cat, and she loved to hunt those things. On a side story to that, there was one time I got up to get ready to go to work one morning, and I walked to into the living room. Couldn't see anything because it's always pitch black. So I finally turned the switch on, and I just happened to look down at my foot, and within a half inch of my bare right foot was the decapitated head of a rat that my cat had decapitated and left there. I was literally half an inch from touching my bare foot. If I had stepped just a half inch to the right, I would have stepped on the head of a dead rat, and I probably would have squealed like a 6-year-old girl. Not gonna lie. But yeah, that's so. Long story short on that, it was a shitty house to live in. The neighbors were also shitty. It was my girlfriend's uncle's house. Or it was here's the long story. It was my girlfriend's uncle's wife's mother's house. So figure that one out. But they let me live in it because it was convenient for us. But the uncle, her uncle, was a pussy whipped, emasculated coward. She was a dominating alpha female, and anything she said, he did come hell or high water, no matter what it was. So, yeah, that was a thing. Way to go, Comet. That wasn't Comet. That was before I got Comet. This was 10. This was 20. This was 2008. So, yeah, way before I got Comet. I can't stand cold water on my skin even during summer. I'll take a hot shower so heat outside doesn't feel as horrible. I can't work that way. I've got to get my... The thing about it is, for me, is I'm uncomfortably hot if my core is hot. So even if I have cold water on me externally, I have to get that cold inside me. So I can put cold water on myself, and that cold will permeate my skin and reach my core to cool me off. Ice cream also works, but when you're without power, you don't want to risk opening up your freezer and everything in there going bad because your freezer's containing the cold air. So I couldn't even eat ice cream to cool off. Even if it feels like the sun is hugging me, I'll still take a hot shower and effort to make the heat of the sun not as bad. I can see your concept there. I can see how that would work. You're putting heat on yourself, so when you go outside, your body's already used to the heat. I get that. I understand how that works. It wouldn't work for me, but I do get it. If it was me and I got rat flesh between my toes, I'd be screaming, "What the fuck?" and ban cats from doing that. Yeah, because, I already knew there were rats in the house because I had seen them. We had, like, fluorescent lights that were... The light tubes themselves were inside the ceiling. And I could see the rats running under the lights. So I knew we had rats in the house. And, my cat at the time, which was named Shade, she would go after them left, right, and sideways. She would look at, stare at them from the floor when they pass under the light and stuff. And so I guess one finally got brave and tried to cross the floor, and Shade caught him and left a present for me 1 inch from where my foot sat down that morning. Whew. Just in case, only one in my family and friend group does that. Most think I'm nuts for going that route. Again, like they say, to each their own.
Saint.
I couldn't do that.
Come in.
Have to, even when I get home. Right now, I unfortunately don't have an air conditioner in my car.
Guardian,
so
I've been unable to get through to
I
Saint.
drive home in the heat.
Vex must be jamming
Fortunately, most of the trip is on a highway. And therefore...
No interference. His comms are open.
I'm going to mute that because we'd already heard this shit before. Most of the trip is the highway, so I have my windows down so I get wind that way. And even when I'm driving down the road, the side roads at like 30, 35 miles an hour, that's still wind that's moving. So it's, it's not comfortable, but it's better than nothing at all. And also, when I go down the side roads, there's a lot of trees, so at least there's a little bit of shade as I'm driving down the side roads. That's somewhat, limiting my solar exposure, if you will. But when I get home, I have to. I could take a shower, a cool shower to cool off. I just sometimes don't feel like taking a shower, and I just don't feel like I need to. So what I'll do is I'll just turn on my sink. I'll splash my face with cold water, maybe splash my torso with cold water, and that's enough to cool my head and my exterior enough that with AC and a fan blowing on me, I will eventually cool off and be fine. But I can't be hot. I just can't. It drains me to no end. It's like if you make me hot, I mean like bad hot. I don't mean like hot, like sexy hot. If you make me hot, if I am hot, it just saps my energy. It's like a phone going dead with all the camera and all the apps on at the same time, making noise, whatever. It just saps me so much. I could wake up at like 9 o'clock, and if I'm hot for 20 minutes, I could be exhausted by 9:30. It drains me so much. Hate it. I know I live in the wrong state for for hating heat, but I hate it so much. I don't even like. That's why I had to stop using my camera, because turning on 2 lights and having to put a shirt on, because in case you're curious, I'm not wearing a shirt right now. Nobody cares. Having to put a shirt on and 2 lights on me, that's a lot of heat beaming on me. I just was not comfortable. What do you mean that's that kind of hot? You know what I mean. Like, like a sexy babe walks up to you and snuggles her luscious breasts against your arm while nuzzling under your ear and putting her hand on your inner thigh and whispering sweet nothings in your ear. And I'll be back. I need to masturbate. Hello, I'm Commander Krim, here to tell you about a new service available to you from Crimson Enterprises, the Professional Negotiation and Interrogation System, the Penis. With our Penis, we will perform a deep investigation of any individual you find suspicious. Our Penis will learn everything you need to know and keep you up to date on every finding while keeping your involvement completely anonymous. The experience of our Penis will ensure firm and vigilant results, delivering an explosion of information juice ripe with every drop of data available. We guarantee our Penis will finish strong or your money back. As a town sheriff, I use the Penis to make sure everybody done the right thing and nobody's doing stuff they shouldn't.
Well, you see, I was kind of afraid to try out the Penis because I was afraid my girlfriend Christina was cheating on me, But I learned she'd been totally honest, except about the part where she used to be Christopher. I used the Penis to find out where my husband Carl went every night. Come to find out he'd been out back in the barn sleeping with Carol. I knew that Carol was up to something, and I always wondered why my Carl's smells like manure. Thanks to the Penis, now I know why our youngest calf has a human head. So, come take a look at what our Penis can offer you today. That's the Professional Negotiation and Interrogation System. Call today at 555-816-PENIS or check out our website at penisinvestigations.log. Not affiliated with Topographical Investigation Technology Services. I was done like 2 seconds after that commercial started. Anyway. Alright. Let's go!
These are the Saint Unit's last known coordinates. He was headed directly into the Well of Flame.
The radiolaria has been drained from this basin.
Actually, what I need
There's
to
no
do...
evidence of a fight. Did the Vex just let him pass?
That appears to be the case. How ominous.
Let's see. Maybe I can get it from the... I was told I could get the weapon I'm looking for from this, so we'll see. Did you like that, Chris? I don't know how many of my commercials you've seen, but I have 5 different commercials. And I'm spent. I was like, yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Start the commercial. Hi, I'm Command. I'm already done. Wait for me, guys. Oh, we're on wave 30. Okay. what triggers it. Shit. Oh no, I forgot what trigger. Oh, there it is. Okay. I can't remember what triggered the golden gun of the sniper.
Your light is blistering. It's no wonder gods fall before you.
Oh, there's a blast furnace. Kill clip. Well, at least I got one. I'm hoping for one with explosive rounds. I'm gonna scrap. I broke. Isaiah, did you have to go beat off too? I understand. You took longer than I did. I haven't looked at my Discord yet. How is it being attacked? There's nothing here. Oh, the laptop thing. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that. I just put it there to be a prop to kind of give the area some you know, some flavor. But that's a good point. I can actually make it useful as for something. Consider I had the codex and everything. Oh, that's bad. Well, I had flower pots on other levels, so I was trying to, you know, vary it up a little bit. But that's actually a pretty good idea to use that laptop for like a codex entry of some kind. Maybe like what you had suggested the other day, making some codex entries about, I guess you could say, loyal or Nexus loyalists or loyal. Civilians who side with the Nexus. Or don't like change, you know. They're fine with Nexus control. You got Baldur's Gate 3 definitely worth $76? Yeah, I know that Baldur's Gate games are good. I just need to play them. I need to get them and play them. customize my character's vulva? How do you customize that? What's there to customize? It's either rounded tight or not. It's either tight or not. It's not like, what is it? Cyberpunk, where you can adjust your dick size. I'd like to play Cyberpunk on stream, but I gotta make sure I keep the... I gotta try to find the nudie parts and keep them out of my stream. Shaven or not shaven? Wow. I guess that's fair. Add some notes to the wall on the floors, like rules and regulations to be abided. Just add a comment from Marina saying I'd tear this down, rip it up, but I can't rip up steel. Yeah, that's that'd probably be, well, let's see, what would be a good, probably be better at a place that would, sort of like the building that Marina worked in originally, which was a Nexos facility. The Arrow Tower was not a Nexos facility, but still would be, definitely would be good for someplace like where Marina worked, or the future locales where you will be invading Nexos property. You have 4 different peens. You know, I almost want to know, but I also don't want to know. We have 2,000. Yeah, that's true. It would be, yeah, a place like that would be good. I also need to change those 2 droids also to, like, enforcement droids instead of security droids. Enforcement droids would be more appropriate for, for securing the front of a civilian building like that. Essentially, enforcement droids are sort of like police droids, whereas the normal red security droids are a different kind of thing. Yeah, I got you. It makes sense. Demolitionists. What the? Oh, there's one behind me. Now there's a hive laying on my body. Wow, it's actually still at max health. Despite all the shit that was attacking it. Holy crap. Amazing.
This is a gauge of pure combat potential. Make me proud.
Yeah, my next, those pinkish box things in the hallways look like vending machines would make things better if they could buy stuff from them. Yeah. Considering I wasn't planning on putting any shops in by that point, that is actually a good idea. So at least there's like some sort of, at least like a temporary, even if it's just like a limited stock shop, if you will, like literally a vending machine. Been 250 credits for a healing item, and the vending machine's empty. Mumba jumba lumbas. Shit. I'll switch that now that I'm thinking about it. So my next, the next step that I want to do after I get that list that you sent me and clear out the bugs that you found. That's the first thing I want to do, clear out all the bugs, and then add a few of the things that you mentioned. It's mostly the bugs that I'm worried about. I want to make sure those are fixed, and then I might re-release the demo. At least the bugs will be solved, and maybe actually release it on like other platforms, like you said, like itch.io and stuff. Itchy hole. We odd to sell shield capsules compared to normal things like this from Laos to sell batteries. Because the shield capsules would be for health. So yeah, I could make a secondary set of healing items meant for the shields that are maybe slightly weaker. Maybe have Cal talk to or when we first time you approach a vending machine, Cal mentions that there's only batteries in here, but he could use them to. You could change the batteries to be somewhat useful for restoring shields. Yeah, you just said what I was thinking. It's nice to have for small devices, but for us, they can be used to recharge your shields as efficiently as cap. Yeah, you said just what you typed in probably while I wasn't looking at the chat. What I just said. I was brainstorming it. And then I've got some more codex stuff that I want to add that I hadn't put in there yet. That it was meant to be in there anyway. I just haven't put it in. Then I guess I'll be about ready to continue the story. Actually start working on what would be chapter 3. There's only one turret here? Are there points in that room you can search? Because I'm guessing the ones closer to the door are lockers. The player looked at them. A lot of potential for sideboarding, bits, maybe an item, etc. Yeah, I thought about adding things to that locker room as well. I just hope that the story that I have in mind after chapter 2, is just as intriguing as what I've done for the demo. You said you took about 8 hours to get through it, huh? Oh, because you did grind. I might actually bump up the... I definitely am going to remove the restriction on leaving the Hero Tower. In case one wants to go back and grind, since the encounters in the tower are guaranteed, they're not randomized. I want to limit the number of random encounters, so that's why I didn't have them in there. Yeah, I didn't even think about adding that, actually. I didn't even think about it. I feel that's a little, like, almost noobish. Like, the game kind of hand-holding you.
Put your enemies down before they do the same to you.
Sorry. See, I usually say my inspirations or my points of reference for how my RPGs will be built is like Final Fantasy VII and Chrono Trigger, which neither of those have those kind of things. They don't have the little like shiny bit to tell you that's a secret item location. So much so that as many times as I played Final Fantasy VII, I only recently learned that in the train graveyard, there's like a trash can barrel looking thing that if you talk to it, you can get an item out of it. I didn't even know that. So that would, if there'd been a little like shiny thing there, then I would have recognized that. But because there wasn't, I didn't bother looking. So that's a good thing. We're good for some, bad for others. It's all probably a matter of like how easy you want your game to be. And honestly, I don't want mine to be that easy. Honestly, that's why the leveling system is the way it is. It takes quite a lot to level up. I'm not making it like Dark Souls hard. God forbid. But I didn't want it to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna grind from level 1 to level 5, and then I'm just gonna annihilate the Vieiro Tower. No, I didn't want that either. Even at level 5, I'm hoping Vieiro Tower is still difficult. Or, not difficult, challenging. You know exactly where to loot everything, yeah. Gives the player a reason to, like, interact and touch everything. I honestly didn't expect it to take either one of those times. When I did my test runs, I think it took me about I think it was just barely 2 hours, like an hour 58, I think, by the time I finished chapter 2. So, the fact you made it 5 hours surprises me. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Plus, using the save that heals party reloads guns. Yeah, that I don't have a problem with. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I was doing my test runs before I went into Vieiro Tower, I did a little bit of grinding myself, and I went back into Renault's hideout because there's no save points in the world map. I went back into Renault's hideout to save at that checkpoint. So.
Put your enemies down before they do the same to you.
Oh, excuse me. Maybe I just thought about this. Here's an idea. Maybe after clearing a purple zone, since the purple zones are like the harder fights, since they're a one-time encounter. Maybe after... See, that's a problem, though. There's a reason why I didn't put the save point. I didn't put any save points on the world map. Excuse me. My thought was, after you defeat a purple zone, the light blue zone that remains after you defeat a purple zone becomes a save point, so you can save there whenever. The problem is, whenever you reload... God damn it, now I've got hiccups. Whenever you reload the save on the grid map, for whatever reason, it restores the normal walking image and doesn't keep the it doesn't keep the bust image on the world map when you load it in. I don't understand why that's happening. Why that happens that way. I'm not quite sure how to fix that. Did have one point where I was considering requesting a save plot closer to the arrow droids because there's a lot of backtracking after every fight.
Extinction-level events that were gentler than you. Fantastic work.
Didn't get any more origin stories. Not origin story, blast furnaces. Oh good, stability. I'm almost maxed it out. That's incredible. Do I want backup mag or do I want counterbalance stock? Enhancing will immediately replace this weapon's masterwork with an enhanced intrinsic is aligned with the current masterwork stat. Requires weapon level 11. Huh. Do you have final criticism? Enemies you fight just before the elevator should allow players to go back, save the end of the elevator. The cutscene forcing it did honestly worry me. Well, that's kind of part of the challenge there, is that you need to defeat the two soldiers at the elevator quickly, so you have, like, full everything, or at least as much full as you can, for the assault droids. It's also why they're easier. That's why there's only two of them. They're rather easy to kill. Did you happen to continue having issues with HP bars appearing over enemies? Did you figure out which enemies you had like defeated and to make the HP bars appear? I know it's probably a little confusing to figure out why you killed one enemy, but that the HP bars didn't appear over a similar enemy. So, people just not wanting to finish these things. It's the second time I've joined one in progress.
A total rout.
What wave are we on? Page 7. Didn't change weapon. Oops. No, those modifications, but didn't change it. Ooh, shiny. Buff the data log with enemies. HP bars appear as they should. Okay. I'm glad that worked. I'd hate to have to turn HP bars on like full time. Blast furnaces are slower shooting, but it does more damage. Pretty stable. Pretty stable on hip fire as well. Holy crap. Almost as stable as the
hard-fought victory, Guardian.
BXR Battler. That's crazy. If I can just find one with explosive ammo, I'd be in good shape. Felt like a bug plus their enemies to do very much alike, especially the forward when you fight the choice fight. Yeah. Yep. Their images are the same,
Put
but
your
they have
enemies
different
down
skills.
before they do the same to you.
Allows me to have a little more variation in the enemies that way. I miss. Get hiding, damn it. Alter colors, but in some, like tiny details, differentiate them. Well, there are differences between like Falcon Squad compared to other, like the group that tried to capture Marina in at her house. There is a difference, but I see what you're saying. They also have different weapons as well. Pretty much the tiny detail they have there is the fact that some have pistols, others have assault rifles.
I thought to myself, is that a miniature sun? But no, it was you, raining light on your opponents. I love it.
Can't upgrade anything. What the hell? Because I can't upgrade these. These are not the ones we need to be using. Shit. Yeah, the purple ones are not always a locale. They don't lead to anything. They're just harder encounters. It's also why the purple ones are one-time encounters. Yellow ones are the grinding encounters if you want to. The purple ones are the I guess, sort of check yourself. How strong are you encounters. How much more grinding do you need before going on to the next area? Sort of. I'm still using stasis. Kinetic reloader. Well, that's exactly why I didn't have it that way. I didn't want people grinding on the purple ones. The yellow ones a little bit closer to Viero Tower are slightly stronger than the ones closer to Renault's hideout. So there is a little bit of progression there. Again, not as much as a purple zone, but oh, hello. Get the hell out of me. That mech's got the jiggly legs. What's up with a few purple ones? I don't think it should have been that much tougher. Like they've got less HP. But it's alright. I already got this mine. Oh, mine exploded. Why did I die? Mines. Why did I put this turret down? The hell? Weird. Could also be the weapon, the weapons of the enemies as well. They may not necessarily be tougher. They may just have different weapons. Their attacks are a little bit stronger, a little bit different. Something that you're not entirely, resistant to. I am going to take the Plyos thermal wrap and turn it into a an accessory, a left-hand accessory. And I'm specifically making left-hand accessories because I'm thinking like a way to remember which accessory is which. Left-hand accessories are elemental resistance because they both have L in them, and statuses are on the right hand. Or right side gadgets.
This is a gauge of pure combat potential. Make me proud.
Wait a minute, this is a 4-round burst? Oh shit. I didn't know that. I thought it was just a 3-round burst. Like every other pulse rifle. Except the Graviton Forfeit, which is 2 round. I had no idea. Yeah, those things aren't annoying at all. I love walking at minuscule speeds.
This is what they call a righteous infliction of retribution.
Do they call it that, though? Do they really? And who is the they that calls it that? I would like to meet these they that call it that. Because I question their the validity of their intelligence. I haven't decided yet. Haven't decided. In fact, the idea of the Falcon Squad was actually sort of like a last minute decision. Considering I was involving Nearcrest, I figured I would make them a little more important than just, oh, another Vanguard crew. Give them some identity. I mean, they even mentioned. I think they called Timber Squad, which was the squad that was trying to capture Marina. They actually mentioned that in the. Shit. Enough for that. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm definitely not going to keep just the Falcon Squad. And oh God, no. Back, evil demon. Back, I say. Fuck yourself. Yeah. Punch the shit out of you. Punch you right in your tormentor dick.
Put your enemies down before they do the same to you.
Well, I meant to use this on the ADU, but I guess I'm just going to carry it with me. Probably should hold on to that one until this, that point. This front was exposed. I wanted to change the title picture as well. I wanted something that had like a sort of a, is a montage right word? Of like the main characters and like the images, like their portrait images.
Around, it happens so much faster.
I tried doing it the other day, but it did not come out right. It would not work. Running Steven Lord commands thousands of demon soldiers. Yeah, I haven't worked out the logistics of the chain of command yet. Considering the Vanguard are making it up as they're going along as well, it's probably not gonna be too organized because they're, like I said, they're just making it up as they go along. But yeah, there's gonna be some things. Nah, I don't have that much prep for him. Thanks. Ow. Once I get to those points, I'll know who to add in and when. And honestly, the original idea for the Vanguard that were in the tower were just another Vanguard group. I didn't really put a name to them until I was like, you know what if I... Maybe this is a good time to introduce the Mirkos character and give him like a role in... Give him like a special group, special team, special squad to control. All these soldiers in Demon King doesn't have a name. How do we break these shields? Holy Jesus, holy Jesus, holy Jesus. That's how they need his first name. Yeah, I tried, yeah, the whole title thing, yeah, I tried, like, sort of like a, I don't know what they describe it as, what you describe it as, but, you know, like, the main character would have, like, front and center, large image, and then, like, the supporting characters would be kind of, like, behind them in a, like, a pyramid shape, going backward, going away from the center of the frame. I just couldn't get it to look right. Probably would look better if I could actually get like full body images of them. If the character creator did full body images instead of just facial portraits, would be better. But being him is all the countries care about. Yeah, gotcha.
This is a gauge of pure combat potential. Make me proud.
That would be he had a last name. That's true. Of course, it'd be funny as hell if his last name was something simple like Smith. I am the devil, Satan. Last name Smith. Wait, you're Satan Smith? That's right. That's funny. What's so funny? You got a simple last name. Should have had a complex name, something like Smithsonian. Adds an air of mystery and in other words, I don't feel like using my brain to try to come up with. Fuck. Intimidation is the word I was looking for. Mystery and intimidation. He's so evil we only know him by his first name. Like the names? Thank you. Thought I'd go with something somewhat simple, but also unique enough. Yeah, I didn't know how Renault would fit. I didn't know how generic it might feel. Because, I mean, it's really, you know, Ronaldo, but without the O on it. Figured it might have been, like, misperceived as Reynolds. You know, like Burt Reynolds, but without the S. Sky bombers. Oh no. I can't have sky bombers. Holy fuck, that's a problem. Did I get him? I'm gonna run from those exploders that are following me. I'd really rather not get popped all over. Thanks, though.
Execute all targets, and make sure you're still standing when the dust settles.
Low ass warlock. Didn't make it. damn it. Making names no issue for me, but I don't want them to be too complicated, too weird setting, but also not too generic and recognizable for other media. Yeah, that's probably a common thing. I mean, there's so many times when I've heard a name and I immediately reference it to something that has nothing to do with it whatsoever. Just because it sounds similar to another game, you know?
Everything dies, Guardian. But when you're around, it happens so much faster.
The Hakir. That one kind of came to me on a whim, because, you know, it's kind of spelled like hacker. You know, when considering you're in a world of, you know, high tech computers and stuff, you know, hacker kind of makes sense. And then I like twisted it a little bit, added a Y, and then changed the proper pronunciation to Akir. And then gave him a unique first name. First name was a bit more like, oh, okay. First name just hit me out of the blue. I was like, okay, I want to give him a first name. Dalvo. That's about how it worked. I just sort of said it out loud. And then the second question came up. How do you spell that? Like hack and fire. Ow, ow, ow. Blech. Others know when I can treat the Y as a lower I. Yeah, probably. I feel like this is probably like too big of a, God damn it, too big of a, too ambitious of an idea. But I did want to add voice acting. I mean, I've already recorded some lines for the droids for myself, and Bino has been kind enough to say she was willing to offer herself to voice Marina. So, you know, voice acting is possible. I just gotta feel that gotta hope that it's not too ambitious of a thing to add. But that'll help with some of the unusual spellings of words and their proper pronunciations. Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I. That's what I was thinking. Like it's more spelled like hacker. Adolfo Hacker. What a unique name. Yeah, but when I got around to actually asking her about it, I was, yeah, when I asked her about it, I had already written some of the dialogue for her, and I realized that, Marina swore a little bit. She would say damn, and hell sometimes. So I actually asked her, hey, I know how you are about swearing. Would you feel comfortable saying something like damn and or hell? So I mean, I was concerned about her, her feelings on that. But she's a nice religious lady. She doesn't like swearing, so I didn't want to put her into the game and have her say words she didn't want to use.
Best your opponents and survive. Victory is a matter of will.
Ever had that vibe with her? I mean, I know this because I've known her for 4 years now. She and I have been friends since 2020. When I met her in a streamer back on Facebook known as Kupo Nutter. He was a Final Fantasy streamer. That's where I met her, and we just like headed off and started chatting and all that. But yeah, I knew then because she was a religious lady. She was a churchgoer or stuff like that. I'm not saying that she isn't dirty-minded sometimes, but she's, she's not me, obviously. Shit. Oh yeah, she's very laid back. She definitely is very laid back. Although she does tend to stress easily.
Beams.
Hi, Chris. Welcome back. I assume you left for a minute. Oh, damn it. Yeah. They help you to relax you even when even if they're your own. Yeah, she said she was okay with it. She said as long as it's not too often, which from what I've got so far, it really isn't.
Beams.
I'm not sure which character I'm going to. Oh, there's really far. Really?
Route.
There's multiple sparks there. How funny. To a third round. I'm not sure which character I would take yet. Oh, I say I'm not sure. I have a pretty good idea which character I would definitely do. I know it's very vague. I definitely voice Mirkos, and there's a reason for that. There's like a big story reason that I would choose to voice Mirkos. I thought about maybe doing Zero as well, because he's kind of like, you know, straightforward, don't give a shit type of character, as you figured out. You want to voice someone? Well, ow, fuck. I was trying to scratch the top of my head, and I ended up hitting myself in the head with my controller. Once I, get like some kind of idea for casting people for the characters down, I have no problem including you in there. As you wish, you have any voiced evil character that went to depravity levels of evil. I played some monsters in D&D. Well, in general, I don't really have, a whole lot of heavy swearing in there. Usually, hell, damn it, is about as far as I'm going to go. I feel like even, maybe, I don't know how I feel about using shit. I feel like keeping the swearing to light swearing just in general. Sometimes I feel that some games it just doesn't come off right. Like, I haven't played much of 16 yet, but Final Fantasy 16, I know they use, like, the strong language. They say fuck in 16, and I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about Final Fantasy having that kind of swearing. I mean, they said shit in 15, but that kind of fits the personality of three guys that are just hanging out on a drive, on a drive around the world, But even then, it was, still rare. It wasn't like they were, swearing every 5 seconds. Not like a GTA, for example. And so I just feel like, shit and fuck and even something like asshole is too much. Even though, damn it. Even though they use asshole in 7 Remake, and it's, it's kind of okay. It fits 7 Remake's world.
Best your opponents and survive.
I just don't feel that the
Victory
heavy
is a
swear
matter
words
of
would
will.
fit my games. He's not going to turn around. Nice. Got it. Level of proclivity is the issue for me is the frequency that enters me plus thirst and depends with other media. Yeah, I mean, like I said, in certain worlds it fits. Certain situations, certain things it fits. Also depends on the people too. Like take Mass Effect for instance. Mass Effect 2. I'm pretty sure you heard you heard Shepard say shit once or twice. Like I think I know that for sure when when you're at the trial for Tali. on whether or not she's going to be not evicted. What's the word I'm looking for? Kicked out. I can't find words. But the trial where she could be kicked out of the Quarian fleet. Exile. That's the word I was looking for. That Shepard chastises the Admiralty Board and says, if you're going to make Tali put up with this bullshit or something like that, you know, that kind of fits Shepard in a way. But then you've got somebody like Jack, who is a, you know, a hardened criminal who throws out fucks and shits and fucks and motherfuckers, you know, left, right, and sideways. Sometimes Read America can be comical. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're very right on that one. You know, take like 7 Remake, for instance. Did anybody who has ever played Remake and knows the characters of Final Fantasy VII's world, was anybody not surprised when Aerith went, shit, when they were climbing that rusty ladder and it started falling? She goes, shit. I'm like, did Aerith just swear? This sweet little, you know, sort of religious-seeming girl just used shit? You know? So that definitely was a comical moment. But you have to hit, it's like the ultimate comical timing, though. Otherwise, it just comes off as weird. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Jack, it makes sense for her to have a potty mouth because she's a hardened criminal. Her left tit couldn't give a shit. So it makes sense that she's got a foul mouth. Shepard, you know, less so. I mean, he's military, and, you know, fighting a giant robot could tend to put you on a little bit more of a gruff mindset. But, yeah, it was kind of rare for him as well. Jack being the only one was a bit odd. Well, I mean, remember, Zaid did as well. Zaid ran his mouth quite a bit. Goddamn. He said it kind of weirdly, too. He said goddamn. Not goddamn, but goddamn. You know, Zaid had a mouth. But again, it fit his character because he's a rough and, pissed off old man who had half his face shot off by what used to be his friend. So again, if it fits the character, then yeah, it makes sense. But if it had been, even if it had been Ashley Williams that had started going on a shit fuck rant, it'd have been really awkward in my opinion. Or even Caden, for that matter. Caden comes across as somebody who probably wouldn't, have such a terrible mouth. Yeah, everybody hates Ashley. Everybody hates a racist. Let's see. Not enough scraps for a turret. Let's tripwire up then. Xenophobic. Yeah, that's more accurate. Xenophobic. Yeah. Yeah. You're right on that.
There are no losses, only lessons. Fight again.
So she felt bitchy for no reason. Jack had more reason to be a bitch than Ashley, in my opinion. The only justification, and I say this very loosely with very big air quotes, justification for her mindset and actions is the fact that her family name had been marred because it was like her, I think it was her grandfather or great grandfather, but I think it might have been her grandfather, being the only human or the first human to have surrendered to alien forces at the Battle of Shanxi, and she had to like live with the shame that's on her family name. But even that's not valid enough to justify the xenophobia that she has to such an extreme level. You know, if anybody were to join Cerberus and fit, it would have been Ashley for sure, considering the entirety of Cerberus is nothing but human supremacy, human supremacists, basically. Cerberus is the KKK, but of humanity in general, instead of just like one race of humans. Get the contact war with their species, but it's like war is over, there are allies, get over it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It was 2 generations before you. It was your, actually probably more like 4 generations before you, if it was your grandfather.
Yes. Acknowledged. Goodbye.
You know, it's just there's no reason for it.
Greetings.
And it wasn't the war itself, like the war was the one that caused the problem for her. It's the fact that her family name has been marred and she has to fight against the
Be brave.
the slander, the bad reputation that her family now has because of her. Oh wow, 1970. I never upgraded this. Holy shit! Because of the. Because of her grandfather. Did I have a sword on him? Is that why? Range? Yeah, I don't have anything for close. Oh my god. I just realized I don't have anything for close range. No wonder. That makes a lot of sense. They're getting worse when Ashley chastises you for joining servers, which screams hypocrite. Yeah, that's, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like, really? They're gonna jump down my throat for joining a human supremacy group when you are the xenophobe of xenophobes. You are like Queen Xenophobe in the Mass Effect universe. I kettle meat pot. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, I really don't think there's anybody with any kind of sense of anything that likes Ashley. And if they do, they probably support her ideals, which is even worse.
Back from the hunt, I see. Do you have something for me, Guardian? Some of these files are older than the city itself, but That can't be right.
Whole crowd was silent, but they were listening.
Hey!
Do we have everything we need?
Okay.
Let's get started.
Let's grab some of these.
Not bad.
I have plenty of enhancement cores to buy these.
Done and done.
Oh, that's a scout rifle, not a pulse rifle. He doesn't even sell a pulse rifle? He has no pulse rifles here. What a pile of shit. Auto rifle, hand cannon, sidearms. Wow. This guy's got a real problem with sniper with pulse rifles, doesn't he? Kate I like more because he was a government experiment. Emotion screwed thanks to experiments. His past film were legit and interesting. Actually, just a woe of his me for reputation. I can't trust aliens, even though I've never been in a war with any of them. Yeah, between Ashley and Caden, if either one of them were to be a xenophobe, it should be Caden, because of the Turian that was beating him during his basically his biotic boot camp. Or at least a hatred specifically for Turians, but he's not that way.
Keep it loaded.
Watch out.
Okay, let's dump off these. It's only level 3. Wow, okay. And boy, talk about controversies or people getting their hair up in knots. Do you remember how much shit went down when it was revealed that Caden was bisexual? Oh my God. People lost their shit on that. Well, if he's bisexual, how come he couldn't be a romance option in Mass Effect 1? Well, perhaps it's possible that he had more respect for male Shepard than that, whether male Shepard was interested or not. So he decided not to show any romantic interest in male Shepard. Did you think about that? Ashley dies, fuck off to her forever. Yeah. I think in my playthroughs, I'm pretty sure I let how should I say, I let Ashley survive. I don't know why. I really don't know why. When nobody likes her. Liara's a male that make her Fuda. Well, Liara's race, the Asari are monogendered, so even though they have a female appearance, there is no male and female. So they are, I was going to say naturally bisexual, but they're just, I guess you're trying to compare you're trying to apply human labels to an alien species that doesn't exist for one, but also have different, general appearances, or different general rules with their physiology.
Underwear.
They have peens. They don't actually. Well, actually, I have no idea how it works exactly, because I mean, they're not going to ever show like a naked Asari, but I'm pretty sure it's probably a sort of a what's I going to say, the not mutant, part of their mating ritual, I guess, is to probably change their quote-unquote genitalia to match the genitalia of their partner. So if they're with a female partner, maybe they simulate a penis or something. The whole they describe Liara describes it a little bit in Mass Effect 1 about how it works. It's all a matter of like the sexual connection isn't just like dick and penis or dick and vagina, blow load, be done. There's a almost a spiritual connection sort of between an Asari and their mate that goes beyond like she sort of says, like it transcends description. It can only really be experienced. But it's like a mixing of the pure essences of the Asari and their mate, which allows them to either impregnate or be impregnated by their mate, whatever gender they may be. Yeah, they mainly be produced via their energy. That's a short way of saying it. Asari really are not gender. There is no male or female to Asari. They have a female appearance, and in fact, there is. I don't think this was ever like proven to be canon, but I believe there was like at least a theory that the Asari emit a natural pheromone that makes them appear like their it makes them appear to other species like an attractive version of the female of their species. So, for example, there is in Mass Effect 2, there's a table with with like some aliens and humans, and they're having like a bachelor party kind of thing, and they're talking about an Asari that they saw, and the human was describing the Asari as looking like a human and so forth. The Turian said no, she had like mandibles and yada 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 yada, talking about the Asari. And then I think there was a Solarian there as well, and was describing how the Asari had the head thing, the kind of that round circle thing that they have on their head. The Solarians do, and somebody had taken that conversation and made a theory that I never saw was proven or disproven in the game's actual lore, that the Asari naturally emit a pheromone that makes them look like an attractive member of their species. So a human sees an Asari and they look like a human. They look sort of human. They have a human-looking appearance. Perhaps to a Solarian, that same Asari would look like a female Asari. To a Turian, it would look like the Asari would look like a female Turian. And it's just a natural thing that a natural pheromone or whatever they emit that makes them see that. And that would make a lot of sense for their evolution of the Asari, for being able to not only mate but also reproduce with other species, with alien species, would be able to appear like an attractive member of their species to attract those mates. It makes a ton of sense. A bit like the Vulcan mind meld, but required for reproduction. Yeah, exactly. That explains why my character was so easily attracted to her. Have you ever slept with an Oscavarian? I don't even know what that is. Game-wise, Shepard is bi. Canon-wise, no idea. I think, game-wise, you're right. It's like whatever you choose to make her, him or her, whichever species, whichever gender you choose for Shepard, will dictate that. I don't really think there is a canon relationship for Shepard because of the fact that Shepard could be male or female. I don't even think there's actually a canon gender for Shepard either. If I were to guess, I would think that canon Shepard is male, but I don't know for sure. And as far as relationships, it's up to the character to make Shepard whatever they want him or her to be. they up to the player to make Shepard whatever they want to be, either be attracted to males or females, or none of the above. You can actually go through all three games, and depending on how you interact with those characters, you may never sleep with anybody. And most characters in BioWare games are bi. They probably do that on purpose. That way, it allows the character to, or allows the player to fulfill that character's role. Take me, for instance. Whenever I make a character in something like Dragon Age or Mass Effect, I make them look and act like I would if I was in that situation. So, you know, I, as being a straight man, would be attracted to a female, whether it be in Mass Effect 1, Ashley, or Liara, because she has a female appearance. I wouldn't, even if I had the option of dating Caden, I wouldn't do it because I'm not that way. If a game allows you to sleep with anyone as anyone, I mean, you know, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, that allows that just one more step of allowing the player to be personified in the game world as that character, be it the Grey Warden in Dragon Age, be it Shepard in Mass Effect. Talking about the Grey Warden. The Grey Warden can be male or female, regardless in any race, human, dwarf, or elf, and can sleep with whomever they choose. If you're a male, you could sleep with Zevran. You could sleep with, I don't think you can sleep with Sten. You can sleep with Liliana, Morrigan, and I think as a female you can sleep with Liliana also. I think Liliana is bi. You can sleep as a female. You can sleep with Zevran. I think you can sleep with Sten as a female. Not sure about that one. I know you can sleep with Alistair. You can't sleep with Morrigan. So really, when you're with BioWare characters, you're limited to your gender based on the character's, not your character's preference, but the character you're interested in. Again, taking Morrigan, for instance, Morrigan would only sleep with men. Alistair will only sleep with women. So, there you go. You can't sleep with Sten, just really difficult? Okay. I had no idea. I'd never bothered trying, but I'm not surprised. Back into talking about Mass Effect again. Shepard in Mass Effect 1 is technically straight no matter what, because male Shepard can't sleep with Caden, female Shepard can't sleep with Ashley. Your technically bisexual option is Liara, but again, canon-wise, that's not really a bisexual option. She is monogendered. I wanted to sleep with a Krogan, but of course, is that even possible in any Mass Effects now that I think about it? I don't think you can. Now that I think about it, you can't sleep with Grunt or Rex. Huh. At least I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen anything about that. That's funny, so. You can with Caden as a male in Mass Effect 1? No, you can't do it in Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 3, yes. Not Mass Effect 1.
Everything depends on the Vanguard.
But yeah, it's sometimes your option of character is limited to the character's preferences. In Mass Effect 2, you have Ashley. You have Miranda, who is straight. You've got Jack, who is bi. You've got Thane, who is straight. Garrus, straight. Jacob, straight. I'm trying to think of all the characters. It'd be funny if you could sleep with Legion. That's funny as hell. You can sleep with Grunt and Rex? Okay. I never bothered trying. But yeah, there's, honestly, and this is kind of off topic, but also not off topic. You tried but can't. Okay, all right. I don't recall seeing even YouTube videos regarding it, so I'm not surprised. if there is one thing I can say about the relationship options or the results of them in the Mass Effect franchise. There is no better romance arc, if you will, in my opinion, than Thane. If you sleep with Thane in Mass Effect 2, and he survives the suicide mission in Mass Effect 3, or sorry, Mass Effect, at the end of Mass Effect 2, he survives that. And during the Citadel DLC, you maintain that relationship with Thane all the way through the events of Mass Effect 3. When you get to the Citadel DLC, the messages you get from Thane, the like ghost projection that you hear from Thane is the most gut-wrenching, tear-jerking writing that you could experience in video games. It is absolutely just the best. It's you know, it's incredible. It's incredibly well written. The performance of both Jennifer Hale and I'm blanking on his name, but the voice actor for Thane absolutely nailed all the emotional strides throughout that whole thing. Yeah, Legion you can't. I just happened to think like, well, there's Legion. Oh, that'd be funny if you could. Which one of the Geth am I sleeping with today? What I do find interesting about who you can and can't sleep with as the trilogy goes on is Tali. How come Tali becomes available in Mass Effect 2 and 3, of course, but not Mass Effect 1, I wonder? I wonder if there's like a reason behind that. Do they not want to go through the process of trying to come up with writing for a romantic moment between the two of them? Because if you think about, like, if you've ever seen the scenes, the quote unquote sex scenes side by side between Ashley and Liara, they're very similar as far as like the movements and the mocap and stuff like that. And I'm gonna guess they didn't want to try to do that same thing with a character who is locked in an environmental suit. So they just made Tali completely unavailable in Mass Effect 1. And then, you know, when Mass Effect 2 comes around, you've also, not only can you do that, but you've also got the help of Mordin, who uses his scientific genius to come up with a way to increase Tali's immunity level so she could take off her suit and not die instantly. Plus, Legion has thousands of programs working together at once, speaking as one. So if you could screw Legion, you'd be screwing 1,000 or more at once. That'd be a hell of an orgy, wouldn't it? That'd be a hell of an orgy. Yeah, an orgy without being an orgy, yeah. It's a, it'd be a 1,001 way. It'd be a thousands way. Something like that. It was a lot more. It was a lot more poignant in my head before I said it out loud. So, yeah. Let's see here. I won't be able to stay long because I want to see this. I want to play this game myself. But we are going to do a raid. We are going to raid Fire Master Luke, 1,000 birds, 1 stone. Or 2 stones if you've got 2 nuts. Ha! Jokes. He is playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I believe? Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So we're going to raid him. Let him know I sent you with the hashtag Commander Raid. As always, a special appreciation goes out to the men and women of the United States military, both at home and overseas, as well as police officers and firefighters across the country. Thank you for your service and sacrifice. You're all true heroes. I'll be back tomorrow night, 5:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Likely going to resume Kakarot. Probably not going to do any more Destiny 2 for tonight, so we're not going to bother tomorrow. I just wanted to mess around with Destiny tonight, see that new the new seasonal thing. So yeah, tomorrow night probably going to resume Kakarot. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night. Until then, have a good night, everybody. Bye bye.